Synopsis of the Books of the Bible. 2 Corinthians. By JND Darby. New Testament. 2 Corinthians. Chapters 8 and 9. Exhortation to help Israel's poor, the money collection, honesty before men as well as before God. In the next chapter the apostle, being on his way to Judea, exhorts the Corinthians to prepare relief for the poor of Israel, sending Titus that all might be ready, as of a willing mind. A disposition of which he had spoken on his journey is existing among these Christians, so that others had been stirred up to give likewise. And now, while reckoning upon their goodwill, and knowing that they had begun a year before, he would run no risk of finding that facts gave the lie to what he had said of them. Not that he would burden the Corinthians and ease those of Judea, but that the rich should provide for the need of the poor brethren, in order that none should be in want. Every one, if his will were in it, should be accepted of God according to his ability. He loved a cheerful giver. Only they should reap according as they sowed. Titus, happy at the result of his first visit, and attached to the Corinthians, was ready to go again and gather this fruit also for their own blessing. With him went the messengers of the other churches, charged with the collection made among them for the same purpose, a brother known to all the churches, and another of approved diligence, stimulated by Paul's confidence in the Corinthians. The apostle would not take charge of the money without having companions whose charge it should also be, avoiding all possibility of reproach in affairs of this kind, taking care that everything should be honest before men as well as before God. Nevertheless, he did not speak by commandment in all this, but on account of the zeal of other churches, and to prove the sincerity of their love. It will be remembered that it was this collection which occasioned all that happened to Paul at Jerusalem, that which put an end to his ministry, stopped him on his way into Spain, and perhaps other places, and which, on the other hand, gave occasion to write the epistles to the Ephesians, Philippians, Colossians, Philemon, and, it may be, to the Hebrews. How little we know the bearing of the circumstances we enter upon! Happy that we are led by him who knows the end from the beginning, and who makes all things work for good to those who love him. Corinthians 9. The happy and manifold effects of practical charity. In closing those exhortations to give according to their ability, he commends them to the rich goodness of God, who was able to make them abound in all things, so that they should be in circumstances to multiply their good works, enriched to all bountifulness, so as to produce in others, by means of the apostles' services in this respect, thanksgiving unto God. For, he adds, the happy effect of your practical charity, exercised in the name of Christ, would not only supply the want of the saints, through his administration of the collection made at Corinth, but abound also in thanksgiving to God. For, those who received it blessed God that their benefactors had been brought to confess the name of Christ, and to act with this practical liberality to them and to all. And this thought stirred them up to pray with fervent desire for those who provided in this way for their need, because of the grace of God manifested in them. Thus the bonds of eternal charity were strengthened on both sides, and glory redounded to God. Thanks be to God, says the apostle, for his unspeakable gift, for whatsoever may be the fruits of grace, we have the proof and the power in that which God has given. Here ends the matter of the epistle properly so called.